Okay, hello everyone. This is the obligatory short explanation of what the research proposal is. Now, much like the annotated bibliography, this is one of your first big assignments, so it is worth 50 points, which you can see there at the top. And the purpose of this is really to understand the basic foundations of research, right? You're not writing the essay yet. What you're doing is a type of pre-writing in which you're explaining why this is a topic that you want to research further or why it needs more research. Now, you can repurpose parts of this for your first draft if you want to. That is not self-plagiarism. However, your first draft is not going to be just a revised version of your research proposal. So hop down here to the description. So using sources you found in your annotated bib or new ones, you're going to create your research proposal. It has 5 specific sections, which we'll look at in a second here. And you'll need a works cited for any sources that you cite. And it's likely that you're going to want to cite some sources in the literature review portion, which I'll talk about here in a second. So to the prompt. The research proposal takes into account the research you've completed and provide overall strategy. So think of this as like the game plan for how you're going to approach your essay. And in particular, you're going to say what your next steps are. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to kind of go down through these required components, and each one can have a subheading. It's easier for you. It's easier for me if you just say introduction, right? This is just like a regular paper. It's the context. It's the background. You don't necessarily need a thesis statement, but it should give us a grounding in the paper. And then this is something that you could repurpose for your essay. Now, a lot of students really do struggle with the reason for further investigation. And I've thought about, renaming it. I've renamed this a couple times. But what I want you to be thinking about is, why does this topic need more research? What is missing, right? So if this is a topic that's already received a lot of research, what's missing from that? So let me give you an example. If you wanted to research climate change, yes, climate change is still a problem. However, that's not the reason for further investigation. We generally, as a society, agree that climate change exists. What we don't have is a solution. So we could say, although we all generally agree, not all of us, but the majority of people agree that climate change exists, what is missing, the reason we need to further research this, is because we've not yet found a sustainable solution to the problem, okay? Objectives, this can be bullet pointed. What it is what do you want to accomplish? And this section you could repurpose into a thesis. So think of your main objective. Going back to the idea of climate change, my main objective is to find a viable, feasible solution to the problem of climate change or legislation or something like that. Then the sub goals are what you are going to do to reach that main goal. Try to keep these realistic, right? We're probably not going to be able to solve the climate change problem within 8 to 10 pages in the next couple weeks, but we could identify certain avenues for further research, right? Then the literature review, this is a kind of discussion of the current thoughts or literature, right? So one thing that students often kind of struggle with here is that they'll just give a very broad overview of the themes. A lot of people are talking about the dangers of climate change and why we need to solve it. What I want you to do is go into a little bit more detail. According to this person, climate change is a problem because blah, blah, blah. And according to this person, we haven't solved it because blah, blah, blah. So that's where the works cited is going to come into play. And then with the plan, again, I want you to be specific here too. Based on where you are right now, having done your annotated bibliography, having done the literature review and these other things, what are your next steps? I know that you probably need to do more research, but what is it that you need to research? Do you need more statistics about a certain thing? Do you need more quotes from famous scientists about a specific thing? Give me those details, because that's going to help me understand your trajectory, and it's also going to make it easier for you to go into the next step as you start actually writing your first draft. All right, so there you go. If you have questions, comments, concerns, jokes, memes, or recipes, please let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you all later.